Some of the best playoff performances came from players who started the game, but over the years, the postseason has also seen some great games from players that came off the bench. In this video, we're going to look at some of the greatest playoff performances off the bench. Nate Robinson played only one season for the Bulls in 2013, but he had his best playoff performance with them. Against the Nets in Game 4, he had 34 points in 29 minutes. But what made this game even more special is the fact he had 23 points in the fourth quarter. The Bulls were down for most of the game and was even down 14 points with 3 minutes left to go. At that point, he went off even more, scoring 12 points, leading a 16-2 run to force an overtime. The game then went to 2 more overtimes and they finally ended up winning. Nate Robinson's 23 points in the fourth was just 1 point shy of Michael Jordan's franchise record. In 2010, when Goran Dragic was on the Suns, he was Steve Nash's backup. When they played the Spurs in Game 3, he shocked everyone. At the start of the fourth quarter, the Suns were down by 1 point, but by the end of the game, they ended up winning by 14. The difference in that game was Dragic. In the fourth quarter, he scored 23 of his 26 points. He went 11 for 11 from the field and 4 for 4 from 3. After that game, Grant Hill said, "I think it's safe to say that may be one of the best fourth quarter performances I've ever seen in a playoff game." 10 years later, he's keeping the same energy in the playoffs. Right now, he's 1 game away from going to the finals, and he's been arguably the Heat's best player this postseason. In the playoffs, he's leading them in points, and he's second in assists.
He's trying to find an open seam. Here he comes down the paint. He loves that little tendency to float on the perimeter too often. Dragic, room, including the team doctor. Dragic, their MVP, back in the locker room with the sprained ankle. Dragic.
And the rally cry, but that's for movies. Talking about coach the switch, and Dragic gets to that left hand and spectacular finish.
Even though I just made a video about Tyler Herro the other day, I have to throw him on this list. After he had 37 points against the Celtics, he became the youngest player in NBA history to have 30 plus points off the bench in a playoff game. He also had the most points in a game for a rookie in the conference finals, and he became just the 4th player in NBA history to score 30 plus points in a playoff game before turning 21. A lot of y'all probably never heard of Vinnie Johnson, but he had one of the best playoff performances off the bench against Larry Bird. At the start of the fourth quarter, his team was down 87-76 and was on the verge of going down 3-1. After that, he would go on to score 22 of the Pistons' 26 fourth quarter points. He outscored the Celtics by himself 22-12, tying up the series. The Celtics ended up winning the next 2 games, but his Game 4 performance will never be forgotten. Nick Van Exel was more known for his days on the Lakers, but he had his best playoff game with the Mavs. In Game 2 against the Kings, he had 36 points off the bench, but his best performance came in Game 3 when he dropped 40 points, which is the 2nd highest scoring performance by a reserve in a playoff game. He helped the Mavs overcome an early 16-point deficit and was really clutch in the fourth, scoring 15 points, and he hit the game-time basket to force an overtime.
For game, unbelievable shots, big players stepping up. Van Exel's been doing it all quarter. The little teardrop right there in the lane, 15 points in the fourth.
The Mavs went on to win in double overtime and eventually won the series in 7 games to reach the conference finals. Because Steph Curry was still recovering from a sprained right knee, he came off the bench in Game 4 of the conference semifinals against the Blazers. He was expected to play around 25 minutes, but he had to play longer when Sean Livingston was ejected for arguing a call. Early in the game, Steph struggled, missing his first 9 threes, but in the fourth, he reminded everyone why he was the unanimous MVP that season. He ended up scoring 40 points, including an NBA playoff record 17 points in overtime. His 40 points also tied him with Nick Van Exel for the 2nd most points scored off the bench in a playoff game.
You know, it's crazy, like for normal guys, you know, when you come back 2-3 weeks, takes you a game or 2 to get it going. First half, he started off slow, and then he just kept it going.
It took him a quarter.
Yeah, it took him a quarter.
That's 17 points in overtime is a record?
Yeah.
If y'all was wondering who scored the most points off the bench in a playoff game, it was Fred Brown. He had 45 points in Game 2 of the 1976 Western Conference semifinals against the Suns. But do y'all think anyone will ever beat this playoff record? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more vids. Peace.